Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 11. Module 11 is probably the most difficult module in this class simply because it requires multiple steps and there is an internal deadline that you need to meet in order to complete the assignments. So it's really important that you start this module right away and that you pay attention to the directions. And if you're confused at all, make sure that you send me an email immediately. Don't wait until the end of the week to try and figure things out because it's not enough time to finish these assignments. So the main thing that we're doing in this module is getting more feedback. So in the previous module, you got feedback from yourself. So you did a self-edit, and you also will get feedback from me. I usually try to get through those fairly early in the week. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer because it's a bigger class. So at some point during the week, you will get feedback from me. You're going to take that same rough draft that you submitted to myself, and you're going to submit it to the online writing lab through BrainFuse and to your peers through the peer edit. And so I'm going to show you what those look like. This video might be a little bit longer as a result because these assignments are a little bit complicated. So first of all, the module looks pretty short here, but like I said, these two assignments are to require multiple steps and there is an internal deadline. So the first thing that you need to know is that you're immediately at the beginning of the week, you're going to need to submit your assignment to the peer edit draft feedback spot and also to the online writing lab, which I'll show you in a minute. So this is what it looks like. When you go in, you will see obviously the start attempt button, and you'll submit your file. Once your file is submitted, it will sit like this for a little while until the deadline has passed. So on Wednesday, April 3rd at noon, you will be assigned your peer edits. And over here on the side, you can see assigned peer reviews. There are none at the moment because this deadline obviously hasn't passed. So once the deadline passes, then you will be assigned 2 peer edits here. So you'll see 2 people's names here. What you'll do is you will click on their name, which I'll show you what the page looks like, and it will pull up a page that looks like this. Now, this is my own submission since I don't have any peer edits, but you can see that my own submission looks like this, and it will look the same with your peer. It will just be your peer's file here instead of your own, and then view feedback. Once you click on view feedback, it brings up this docu viewer. And the best way to do this is to expand it so that you can see everything on the page. It makes it easier. Once you're in here, you have the ability to make comments just like I do as an instructor. So my favorite is the bubble because I just think it's really helpful for students just to like pinpoint areas that have issues. So you click on it, you can type in feedback. Once you exit out of that box, that feedback will stay there. So you don't need to save anything. It will automatically be there. You can click back into it to edit it or delete it if you need to. Highlighting is also really useful, I think. You can leave feedback that way as well. This is a really good way to make sure or to look at sentences that or sections that maybe have some issues. So sometimes students like to use that highlighter or use different colors because you can change the colors too. So you can do different colors for different issues. So if you're really kind of a color coordinated person, you can do that. There's also a drawing tool, which is kind of cool if there's a whole section that needs, sometimes students will like write messages on there. They get kind of fun with that. The text is also, you can use that if you want to. It's a little bit harder to see, so make sure that you're using a color that's not black so that we can see it a little bit better. You got to strike through and you've got an area that you can like a section you can highlight or whatever. So there's a lot of different cool tools here, which is why we use this program through Canvas. We use this tool. It just makes peer edits so much more useful for students. The problem is it's a little bit complicated, and the main reason is because you have to meet that internal deadline during the week. Otherwise, you will not get a peer edit assigned to you. So if you've not met the deadline, you need to email me immediately. So once you've done that, your comments will be saved on there. Now, since you're assigned 2 peer edits, that means that 2 people will be doing each essay. So when you go in, you might see somebody else's comments, which means you need to find something different to comment on. And sometimes I go through rough drafts too. If students have questions, you might see some feedback from me. Once you're done with that, then the other thing you'll do is you'll fill out the rubric. Now, I can't show you what it looks like from your view because I'm not in as a peer editor at the moment. I'm just viewing my own rubric, but basically it'll pop up here on the side and you'll have the option to click on either needs improvement or no issues for each section of the criteria. So introduction, thesis, organization, content, source, usage, works cited page, and writing, just writing style and grammar and that sort of thing. You click on each one and it will give you some space to write some. It'll be a little comment button over here. You can create feedback here. Once you're done, there will be a submit button at the bottom. Once you have submitted the rubric, you cannot edit it. So make sure you only do this once. And so once you're done with that, then the student will be able to see that. If for some reason the rubric is not working or you have some issues or you save it by accident, you can always add some general feedback right here. This is just a comment that will go to the student and then you can save it there. You do not need to download their file. You do not need to do any of that. You can do it all through Canvas. So you do not need to attach a file to them. You can do it all through the peer editing tool on Canvas. So that is one assignment. Once you have that draft submitted and that deadline has passed, you've been assigned those 2 peer edits, you can complete them. Then the other thing that you're going to do in the module is send your essay to the online writing lab. So again, same deadline, April 3rd, so Wednesday at noon. I want you to complete this. If you don't, then you will probably not get feedback from them. They need at least 2 business days to respond to you. So it's really important that you meet that deadline. You're going to do this all through BrainFuse, which is over here. The link is on the side here. Unfortunately, I cannot link it into the directions. So it's over here on the side, BrainFuse Online Tutoring. When you open that up, it will bring you to the Allen page. And the Allen page has this writing lab submission right here, which you can do. You should also be assigned a task, which I can't show you through here because I'm not logged in as a student, but you should be assigned a task and it should show up right here in your message center. I don't know what's in my message center. Probably the one that I just submitted. So the message center will show up and it will have your task that you can just click on, and I've got everything filled out for you. So it's going to be all of the stuff that you need will be in there. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. I think I can show you the task. So you'll click on that and you should be able to just browse and submit your file. I think it looks something like this for you guys, but I've already got it filled out for the comparison essay. I've got all the directions in there, and then at the bottom it should give you the option to actually browse and submit your file. Don't do it up here with the instructions. You'll do it down here where you have the option to submit your file. And then once you've done that, they'll respond to you and you'll get it back in your message center. It should send you a notification. Sometimes students get those notifications in their email and sometimes they do not. So just kind of be aware of that. You may have to actually go into BrainFuse to check. If you use the task that I set up, I should be able to see the response and the file as well. So if you're having issues, I can help you out. If you just go through the writing lab here and submit your paper, that's fine. You'll need to fill out all the information, but I will not be able to see your submission. So these are the things that you can include, and then at the bottom you'll browse and upload your file. If you use the task, I have that set up for you. If you don't, then you have to fill it out yourself, and I can't see your submission or the response, so I can't help you there. If you're having issues, you can always email Bruce Symes. He is the writing lab director, and so you can always email him if you're having issues. He needs at least 2 business days to respond. So if you submit and you don't get any feedback within 2 days, make sure you email him immediately. That's why I want you to do this at the beginning of the week, so that, or even, Friday, as soon as this opens up, because if you don't, then there is not as much time to figure out what the problem is and get you your feedback. So I also have a video here to help you out. Once all of that happens and you get that response back in your message center, then you will start assignment and you will submit the file. So you'll have to download that file with their feedback, then you'll start assignment and upload that file here. So this is not the spot where you submit to the online writing lab. If you submit here, the only person who sees it is me. It does not go anywhere else. So you have to wait until you get that file back. You've used BrainFuse. Then you start assignment and you submit your file. So if something happens, if you're confused, if you need some help with this, make sure that you send me an email immediately so I can help you out. So that is Module 11. Hopefully you're doing well. If you have any questions, send me an email.